Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blasphemous. We are here. We're at the end of all things. And we're going to try to win again. You know, because just winning is as easy as just winning. I'm going to take these things off. I don't feel like they help me. Having extra health, having that little bit of extra defense, that was kind of like the thing. Maybe there'd be better ways. But we don't know. Having that full extra bar would have been nice, actually. Maybe I could keep myself from dying immediately due to the giant plasma beams or whatever the heck we want to call them. The big old purple lasers of doom. Alright, here we go. Let's see how many attempts this takes. La da da da. I wish there was an easier way to skip these. Once you've already joined combat with them, this conversation trigger should go away. It's you. Ow, what the hell? Come on. Got you. Okay, here we are. Now, as long as we don't die immediately, we should be able to fight this big son of a beast. Big son of a beast. First try of the day. It's early in the morning. I've barely had my coffee. I'm sure we will do perfectly great. Ow, come on. There's the big blasties. Get out of the way. Alright, time to do pain killings. Ow. And of course I stood right in the middle of it. No. Oh gosh. Can I go up, please? Yeah, thank you. Sword's back. Gotta take it down. Apparently we can knock these thingies over. I need to go up. Go up. Go up. Big old blasties. If it's just these, I actually feel like that's easier to deal with than a lot of the other things that I could have to deal with. The lightning is one I don't like. Ow, too much fire. Too much fire. Heal. Uh-oh, lightning blasts. Oh no, I missed. I was there too. That was good. Good spot. We're almost... and there it is. We come back, we return, we kicked ass in the first try. Oh man. The weird red thing is flown out of our opponent. Now what? Summa blasphemia. So the maximum blasphemousness? Yeah. We have blasphemed in the greatest regard for the last time. We'll just go ahead and make sure that that's turned up a little bit.
You have freed His Holiness from his afflicted torment, and now he walks by the old processions on the other side of the dream, the cradle of the grievous miracle, the final relic, the grail of blood and gold that emanated from the forehead of the Father as he silently lamented the moment of his blessed twisting. That first relic is here, at the top of the Ashen Mountain, next to the Tern Throne, where His Holiness was kissed by a miraculous pain. And now, your final communion with the miracle awaits. Only you will be able to know how much of it has seeped into your guilty heart.
Can you stop adjusting yourself in front of me, please? There it is. Ow. Ow. Well, we've become a tree seat. And we've gained worshippers. That have gathered from all around and carried us from the kingdom or something.
And thus came the moment of final communion with the sword born of guilt. A last sacrifice in order to finish penance and break off with the ungodly will of the grievous miracle. But the plans of the miracle are capricious. Penance never ends, but changes, hurts, and condemns at will. There is no place for the penitent one on the other side of the dream. His place is here among us. He is the new father and the last son of the miracle, recipient of our prayers forever and ever.
And that was Blasphemous. So, my thoughts on this game. Combat system, it's pretty fun. There is some skill required to be good at this game. It's obvious, which is why it took me so long sometimes. If you are somebody who is incredibly good at twitchy Metroidvania side scrollers, it's likely that this game wouldn't pose that much challenge to you overall. There's like, other than one boss and just learning some of the paths, some of the patterns that some of these bosses had, it really wasn't a difficult to learn experience, although there are some brutal moments in it. I did, during the time that I wasn't recording, go and try to finish the stained glass mirror quests, which, oh my god, the amount of frustration I had in that. I think I tried for 3 hours and I got all but the last 2 done. And as we all know from my run throughs, spikes are not my friend. And there's a lot of situations where you have to jump through the air, use your downward strike to hit a lantern that's hanging, and then use that to launch yourself far enough to make it to a platform or a ladder or something like that. And I'm using an Xbox Series X controller for this, so it's a pretty good controller. But every single time I'd make those jumps, about 25% of the time I'd end up in a downward stab, which just puts you right in the spikes. Having to redo so many of those things over and over and over again when you have a couple of very frustrating moments. Like, there's one where you have to jump onto these 3 ladders that are kind of moving back and forth across the screen. Spikes all underneath them, and there's a little flame shooter off to the side. And the 3 ladders, they pass beyond a wall, so you have to go down to the very bottom of the ladders to actually go underneath the wall. If you get hit by one of the little flaming balls coming out of the device on the side, at any point in time, you fall off the ladder. If when you jump, you don't press up at the right time, You don't attach to the ladder, and then you have to press down to go far enough down near the bottom that you can avoid being shot and make it under the wall. I think I had to redo that like 30 times before I finally beat that one. And I was raging. Like, I have a lot more patience than a lot of other individuals. Maybe it doesn't look like it while I'm playing the games. But to be perfectly honest, I can retry something that harms my soul temporarily thousands of times without it being that much of an issue. If you watched any of my gosh, what was the name of that? The game that was pixely that had all the portal things in it. Yeah, it had to do with the Archvale. That while playing Archvale, there's challenge rooms in there where you just try to avoid being shot in a bullet hell type thing. And as we've all seen, I took like 20 or 30 attempts for each one of those, and they never did anything other than just make me mumble like a madman, but still accomplish them. I didn't finish that with this game, and I think part of that had to do with just my satisfaction overall with Blasphemous. I did not really get the story. It was hard to understand. It wasn't written in a way that seemed alluring or interesting to me. It was all about pain, torment, and Catholic guilt. And was saturated in edgy themes and tones on purpose. Which, if that's a game that you like, someone else, then I think that's wonderful. And I'm really glad that these individuals got this all done. This is a Kickstarter-funded game, and I find that wonderful. We live in an era where you can make a game and get it paid for, and everything will be great, just from the very nature of interest, and you don't have to worry about giant corporations or something like that determining what is okay to sell and what is not. I know Team 17's been under some controversy. I know that some people are, not too happy with that, but I think it's mostly related to NFTs. I don't know. I don't remember what it's about. I remember seeing something on a Twitter post somewhere. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. If I'm not, then I'm not. But if you're looking for a Souls-like experience where you struggle and strive and overcome, and then you feel rewarded, and then you continue, that was kind of missing from this for me a little bit. Some of the bosses, like I said, I walked straight through. They were not a problem. Maybe one or two fights, or something like that. And I didn't really feel a sense of accomplishment. I never felt much stronger. By the time that we had all 7 of the Mea Culpa upgrades done, and I could one-shot a few of the previous enemies that were in the game, I'd already fought them so long I knew how to fight pretty much everything. I'd get impatient and I'd just kind of walk through areas and take damage, and that was really the only reason I did. But it becomes a struggle over time to just travel. And the fact that there are so many things that are hidden, like as a first-time player, if I didn't know, which I didn't know that if you went and tithe till you put in 20,000 tears, that you can get teleportation between all of your save altars. You can see that made me frustrated by the time that I got to the point I was at in the game, because there is no notification that tithing has truly good outcomes, or how much it's going to be, or anything to a first-time player. You have to go to a walkthrough. You have to go to the internet and see, what does this give you? Because the game itself doesn't. So the individuals who discovered it before just dumped a ton of tears into it, and gathering tears is not easy. If you just play the game as normal like I did, you're like 100 to 200,000 tears behind by the time that you get to the end of the game, when it comes to buying all of your Mea Culpa upgrades, when it comes to tithing, when it comes to getting your Quicksilver, all of those things. And I only started skipping a few enemies for a little while, like on occasion when I was really in a hurry to try to go find something or do something. So my ultimate score for this game, if we want to put it there, out of 10, I give it a 6. It's got the right feeling for a Metroidvania. its execution of the mechanics is fine. There were a lot more miracles or whatever, the magical abilities, that I didn't get because I didn't come across anything that told me where to go to find them. I didn't run across them automatically in the game, which means I just didn't end up having them. If I hadn't gone to a Wikipedia article, I wouldn't have known how to get through a bunch of these puzzles, just by nature of the game or by hints or details that were in those. I didn't know we could kill the statues. I didn't know we needed the pearl to be fully upgraded to find the ending that we just got. And apparently the other endings, which there are more, are far less satisfying than even this one was. So, yeah. So that's it. If you've watched to the end of this, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed some of this content. I hope you have. I mean, honestly, this game's worth a play for someone who's okay with the themes and details. There was a lot of gratuitous violence and nudity that I didn't really feel as necessary at all. But again, not a terrible game, not the best one in the world. And this has been Blasphemous. Thank you, and goodbye.